Let's begin with the foundational computer skills. I understand many of you are already familiar with these basics, but revisiting them ensures a solid foundation. Our first step is to create a compressed zip folder. Often, as a front-end developer, you'll encounter situations where you need to extract zip folders, or even create one. To make one, simply start with a regular folder like this. Let's start by creating some popular files in the folder like PNG, ODT, HTML, and a CSS file. Within this folder, we'll create a test.png file, which is a common image format. One key advantage of PNG files is their support for lossless data compression. This means you can reduce the file size without sacrificing image quality, especially when compared to formats like JPEG. And then we have ODT files, which is a text document file. In my case, it turns into a Word file when creating it. But if you're using, let's say, Google Docs, then it would turn into that as well. The IDE or code editor I am using is the Visual Studio Code, and this is the editor we will be using in this program. You might recognize the HTML file. If not, it's used for creating and structuring content on the web. Don't worry, I'll guide you through it. I also created a CSS file which works closely with HTML. It styles various elements such as the background color on the page. Now let's add some basic code to the HTML and the CSS. Now when we open up the HTML file, we will see our first page, which got the background red. Now after we created all of these files, we can create the actual compressed zip file by just right-clicking and then compress to zip file. What zip folders actually do is making files smaller, easier to share, and more organized. The smaller folder size makes it space efficient and can transport the files faster. Programs inside the compressed state can't run, and that's why we need to extract the folder. With the new zip file, we can extract it by just right-clicking again and extract. Here we see all files we created. All right, that brings us to the end of our first video. We created a zip, and I showed you to some basic coding. Thanks for watching. We'll take the next step in our coding journey in the next one. Until then, keep leveling up.